my name's Wordingham. I am a freelance makeup artist. I'm going to be showing you a sort of perfect beauty for your everyday look using bareMinerals. Let's get started. I've got a clean face. I'm going to be using Purely Nourishing Moisturiser by bareMinerals. Whenever you're moisturising, just make sure to warm it up in your fingertips before you put it on. So this way it will absorb into your skin and your face much, much quicker. So just give yourself a little bit of a nice face rub. Next product we're going to use from bareMinerals is Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. The advantages of this are SPF 30, which is perfect. Somebody who's as fair as me needs to have a SPF in their skincare and in their foundation. So this is less like a foundation and more like a tinted moisturiser. So it's a lightweight formula which you can build up. And although I'm very fair, I'm using vanilla because I am quite red. So I'm going to use some of the beigeness, some of the kind of the yellow tones in the vanilla to cool down my red. So I'm going to start in the middle just because that's where I want probably more coverage around the middle of my face. And a good little tip is when you're checking your colour, it's a good idea to check just on the collarbone or on the chest, because that's where you want even cover. Often people have, their face might be a bit darker or their face might be a bit lighter, so if you check that point and then you can get a midway. So my aesthetic, the way I kind of like to do a makeup, is really just enhancing someone's natural beauty. This is why I like this product so much, because you're not caking somebody in a heavy sort of mask. It's much more enhancing, you know, dewiness and perfecting what's there. So I'm going to go in with a concealer after this. I'm going to use this bareMinerals concealer in medium 2. I've got quite a lot of blue under my eyes, and if I use something light, it's actually just going to create more of a highlight, and it's not going to cover it at all. So I'm using something which is a bit more heavily pigmented. The next product is perfect if you are feeling really exhausted and tired under your eyes. I'm just going to use a tiny bit. It's Stroke of Light, and it's an eye brighter illuminator. Just going to pop mine in the inner corner where I'm looking extremely dark today. But I'm not actually, for me, I'm not going to come down underneath, because that concealer's done the job. That's just brightened in the corner. So my next fave is this Well Rested Face and Eye Brightener. So this is more of a highlighter. And I'm going to pop it on in a sort of C. I'm going to go on top of my cheekbone and round. Now this is one of my favourite products because it just makes you look really dewy and fresh. Just blend it in with my fingertips. The reason why I like this so much, it's just got the right amount of highlight without sort of looking too wet, so you can use it. It's perfect for the daytime. I'm next gonna attack these wild eyebrows. So I always brush up my eyebrows like that, and then along. I'm using Frame and Define in Universal Light. The great thing about this is it doesn't have a lid. It comes as it is, and then you just twist it up and back down. Really small motions. I love to enhance the bottom section and then leave the top a little bit more natural. tiny, small motions in the direction of the hair growth. Okay, so eyebrows are done. I'm going to move on to my eyes. These are amazing. So these are a 5-in-1 BB Advanced Performance Cream eyeshadow. This also has SPF in it, so great for the summer. They last a really long time, and a tiny amount goes a really long way. So I'm going all over the lid. And they're so soft, they blend so incredibly quickly, which is a real delight. That's barely nude, just base on my eye. I'm now going in with Sweet Spice, which is this amazingly rich sort of taupey colour. This is also a great one to use for contour, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So I'm using a slightly flatter brush, and I'm just going to go into my crease and then background. So I'm doing a really soft, subtle contoured eye. Again, a bit like the Complexion Rescue, you can build colour up. So don't whack it all on first, build it up slowly. You'll get a much nicer finish. So I'm now going to use this lasting liner. This is an Absolute Black, long-wearing eyeliner. It's got a clever little twisty and a sharpener, and also the other end a little smudging. I'm just going to come into the lash line about 3/4. Slightly flick up. And get a brush, or you can use the end. And before it sort of sets, I'm just going to blend it into the lash line and wing my way up. So this just enhances my eye shape and creates it a little bit more depth and a bit more almond shape. Right, same on the other side, so 3/4 of the way. Another good way would be sort of the end of the pupil. So from there out. Next I'm just going to get my mascara. This is Flawless Definition Curl and Lengthen. I'm going to do a few coats of this. I always have a habit of starting on the bottom lashes. Obviously if you don't want to do the bottom lashes, then start on the top. But also I'm just going to take off any excess so it doesn't clump too much. And then back and forth. This has got a great brush, it's sort of in the middle, it's concave. So really get into the root and wiggle your way up. Always fan out the edges to give that kind of false lash effect. You can see how much the mascara has just framed my eyes. And now we're going to show you a little trick with the Sweet Spice 5-in-1 BB Advanced Performance Cream eyeshadow. I'm just going to use it to contour. So I'm going to put a bit on my hand. Then I'm using a stipple brush, a small one. Loading up the stipple and then taking away some of the excess because this really does go far. And I'm just going to buff it in to my contour, just below my cheekbone. You can still see my highlight. I'm just going to use a little bit of this blush to bring back some colour. This is the Natural High and it has a little bit of shimmer to it. I'm using a big sort of fluffy brush here. So I'm just going to go above my apple and blend out. If you feel like it's sticking, just get a bit of set powder This one's Touch Up Veil in light. And you can just blend it in a bit better. I'm just going to get a bit more of that touch up light and come in around my nose and on my chin, where I might get a little bit shiny. I'm just going to set very gently under my eyes. I don't want to cake it up under my eyes because it will start to crease. I just want a bit more highlighter, so I'm using my Well Rested again. When you put it up a little bit under your brow, it just highlights that area and opens it out. So you can see. I'm now just going to use a little bit of this Well Rested on the top of my lip and blend it. This is just going to emphasise my top lip, which is what I want. Might just come a little bit down my nose as well. My lips. Marvellous Moxie in Empowered. So it's this sort of raspberry-ish colour. I'm going to start on the outside and work my way in. Small little strokes. The reason I do that is if you come in from the inside and out, you're more likely to make a mistake. If you come in, you're more likely to go inwards towards your lip. Then just going to fill. So this lip liner is great because it lasts so long and it feels really hydrated. So I'm just going to join the bottom and the top together. I'm then going to get my last bit, which is this lipstick in Breakaway. So, there you go. That's my look with bareMinerals. Hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any other questions, just send us an email on the link below. Thanks.